Hello, I hope everyone's having a blessed day. We're in Texas, so you may be hearing some birds and gunshots, but I hope it's not too loud for you guys. I'm really excited to be looking at this beautiful 2022 IS500 launch edition. It's in that incognito gray paint, and really, I wanted to do this after I heard the news of the IS line being axed completely. In honor of that, I wanted to take some time with you guys to appreciate the car and kind of call out some things that make it different from everything else we see out there. And starting up front, what distinguishes the IS500 from the other IS models is that raised hood line here in the middle is completely distinct, and it hints at that big 5-liter V8 we see in there with 472 horsepower. And of course, it adds more to this beautiful front end we already see here. Very aggressive styling. I really love what Lexus has been doing with these cars. Coming around to the side here, we see yet another gorgeous feature of the car. We have some matte black BBS wheels that come from factory with this car, and they look amazing with this incognito paint color. The matte black with this nice kind of flat gray. I'm really liking the look there. Following these body lines kind of back, on the back end, if you don't see the IS500 badge, you'll know it's an IS500 by the quad staggered exhaust we got here on the bottom. I wish they produced a little bit more noise, but it still sounds pretty good. Nothing you can't fix with a catback or an axle back system. So let's go ahead and take a look at the interior now. I've heard a lot of people complain about the interior space on this car, so I'm gonna jump in and we'll see how I fit back here. I'm not the tallest person. I'm about 5'9", so we'll see how this goes for me. It's not bad. Headroom could be a little better, but it's really not all that bad. I feel like if you're a little bit taller than me though, you might have some trouble. You might be ducking your head back here, but I mean, if you have a small family, you can definitely fit some kids back here. But if you have tall friends, they're not going to be back here. With the IS500 Launch Edition specifically, we get some nice gray ultra suede combined with the black leather, as you can see on the interior. We get the nice treatment on the doors as well as the seats. And then you also get that ash gray wood treatment on the doors as well as on the steering wheel here. Getting into the driver's side, for me, it's really not all that bad, and the seat hugs me nicely. It holds you while you take those turns, or you're having some fun in this car, so that all feels good. I know the interior gets some complaints about being outdated, especially when you compare it to the competitors like BMW, Audi, Mercedes. Those things look like you're driving a spaceship at night, but this interior it's elegant, it's simple, and it's very functional, and that's what we expect from Lexus really at this point. It's nice to see actual buttons that you can use to adjust your climate control. It's crazy that this is a call out nowadays, but surprisingly this is something that makes the car unique at this point in time, as well as the shifter. We're seeing so many buttons and then all different kinds of ways to shift gears, but this is just your traditional back and forth shifter. Lexus does have their classic trackpad here, but thankfully this car has a touchscreen, so when you have Apple CarPlay up, which you probably will have up most of the time, you can just interact with it with the touchscreen. You don't have to bother with the Lexus trackpad. This car also comes equipped with the Mark Levinson sound system, which sounds absolutely fantastic as you're cruising around listening to music. It sounds great. I have no complaints there at all. This car even comes equipped with the automatic rear sunshade. Pretty fancy feature here. So that's all for the interior. Let's go ahead and get this thing out on the road where it really shines. love the sound of this V8. It sounds very, very good when you're revving it out, and this car loves to be revved out. In my experience driving this car, it really does seem like you get the most out of it when you're in manual mode, and once the car is already a little warmed up, you get it up to about 7,100 RPM or even up to the red line at 7,300, and the shifts seem crisp, smooth. It may just be placebo. If you drive an IS500 or you've driven one, let me know if I'm crazy or if it's actually a real thing. But regardless, this car is an absolute blast to drive. This car can really give you the best of both worlds. I mean, you throw it in normal mode, you're cruising along, it feels very comfortable. We have those nice adjustable dampers on this car. No issues commuting to work, taking the kids to school. You're chilling the whole time. You throw it in a Sport Plus, throw it into manual mode, get it up to redline, and this thing screams, and it sounds great all the way through the rev range. It's been an absolute pleasure to drive. It handles well in Sport Plus. It feels firm, planted. The steering wheel firms up, gives you some nice feedback. It is an absolute pleasure to drive. It's a rear-wheel drive car. It's got a limited slip differential in the back. And it's just so comfortable and elegant at the same time. You know, it's luxurious, but at the same time, when you rev it out, it really shows its teeth. And it almost seems like you're driving some kind of crazy exotic sports car, but you're sitting in a Lexus. I'm a big fan of what they've done with the IS500, and I'm sad to see it go, with production ending in November of 2025 is what it looks like. No replacement has been announced just yet, but I hope we do see something, and I hope it doesn't get the same treatment that ES did with that whole Tesla vacation that looks like it's going on over there. I've seen this car draw a lot of comparisons to the M340i, being that they're in a similar price range, similar size, but I don't quite think it's a great comparison. I think it's almost like an apples to oranges comparison. I think the demographic for something like this, your buyer for an IS500 is going to look completely different than your buyer for an M340. The M340i is definitely going to be a little bit quicker. And if you got X-Drive on there, it's definitely going to be a little bit quicker off the line for sure. But I don't think it can compete with the raw, naturally aspirated V8. It really does give it a unique driving experience. Power delivery is silky smooth. And the M340, of course, with the inline 6 turbo, completely different driving experience. I feel like an M340i owner would be more inclined to tune their car, do the classic downpipe, and just tune it and do all this crazy modifications, versus an IS500 owner. I could see the average IS500 owner throwing a catback exhaust or an axle back exhaust and leaving it at that. I think this car is more comparable to the TLX Type S, something along those lines, although I really do believe this car is in a class of its own, so even the TLX Type S isn't quite a direct comparison, but they're both performance-oriented Japanese luxury cars, and I think they both do the same thing very well in balancing comfort and having that side, and then also being able to be thrown around and have some fun with. But me personally, I would take the IS500 over the TLX Type S, over the M340i. And there's really one reason, and it's because of that 5-liter V8. It just sounds so good. It's such a pleasure to drive. 472 horsepower, I believe. It's more than enough for driving on the road and for daily driving. In reality, you don't need anything faster than this. Even this thing may be a little much for the roads. You can definitely get yourself into trouble really easily with this car. I tried turning traction control off once. It went right back on within 5 seconds. This car can get out of hand very easily, but it's very fun to drive. And with traction control on, you have all these driver assistance features. They keep you safe and keep you on the road. MSRP for this car is right around 60,000, and even used, we're seeing them go for anywhere from 60, 65. Some dealers are marking them up now, especially with this announcement of the end of production. So you might even see markups up to 70,000 for this car, brand new. And let's be completely honest here, that is a lot of money. A majority of us can't comfortably afford a car like this, myself included. We'll see, God willing, maybe in a year or two, I don't know. We'll see, but in all reality, it's an expensive car, and I think that's obviously one of the reasons why we didn't see sales numbers be as high. But I do understand, it's a Lexus, it's a premium vehicle, it's extremely well built. The materials in this car are excellent. Inside and out, this car looks great. So I understand the pricing. It's just hard for an average person to afford something like this. Don't spend more than what you can afford. If you can go for the IS350, go for an IS350. They're perfectly great cars. I'm sure you can find a TLX Type S on the used market for way less than you'll find an IS500. Man, if you are one of the people that can comfortably afford this car, you are extremely blessed, and I think you should do it. This car is absolutely amazing if you're looking for a daily driver that can also be extremely fun to drive when you're not sitting in traffic in your morning commute. But hey, when you get those openings in the morning, you can spice up your commute a little bit here with this car for sure. At the end of the day, if I had the budget for it and I was in the market for a new daily driver, I would 100% consider the IS500. And not just consider it, I'd probably choose the IS500. And that beautiful V8 is definitely the determining factor for me. There's just nothing like it out there on the market today. The only other V8 I think of in a sedan right now is the Cadillac, but that's a supercharged V8 in the CT5V. Not to mention, this powertrain with the 5-liter V8 and this 8-speed transmission from Lexus is absolutely bulletproof. If you're looking for a fun car you can thrash on and still have it be dependable for a long time to come, this is definitely your choice. I don't know if we can say the same about all the other competitors, especially all the other German competitors here. So if you're looking for a fun, reliable, stylish, and great sounding daily driver, and you have $60,000 available, I would choose the IS500 any day.